A man tested whether his marriage partner was a gold digger by hiding his identity and taking her to his rural hometown. But when the girlfriend saw the dilapidated house, she didn't look down on him and instead took care of his bedridden father every day. After spending some time together, the man was very satisfied with her character. Although his family was poor, he saved up for a whole year to buy her a wedding diamond ring. He thought they could live happily ever after, but then the woman suffered from amniotic fluid embolism during childbirth. Since the small hospital couldn't treat her, he had to take her to a larger hospital. But just then, the woman's rich father suddenly arrived. He looked down on the man's humble background and always considered him a failure. However, his daughter insisted on marrying him while hiding her identity. Using the excuse that the man couldn't afford the hospital bill, the father forced him to leave his daughter forever. Otherwise, he wouldn't save his daughter's life. The man wanted his wife to return to the wealthy family, so he reluctantly chose to leave. But he didn't expect the father to ask him to take their newborn daughter away as well because he didn't want the blood of a poor person in his family. Otherwise, he would throw the child into an orphanage. In desperation, the man had to leave with his daughter. After that, the man worked hard at a construction site, but he accidentally fell from a high building and became a mental patient. When his wife woke up, her father lied to her, telling her that the baby died during childbirth and the man also died in an accident. Later, the woman often had dreams about her husband falling to his death and couldn't accept the truth. She would often take out the wedding ring to remember her husband, completely unaware that both her husband and daughter were still alive. And over the past 5 years, it was all thanks to her daughter collecting waste bottles to sell. He wasn't afraid of people laughing at him and barely managed to support the family. Every time, he would take the waste to a cruel man to sell. But the heartless boss secretly used a remote control to make the scale show less weight. When the wife saw this, she ran over to scold her husband for being heartless. She didn't know the boss wasn't bad at all. He angrily told the girl that the cardboard was wet and couldn't be sold for much money. Then he charged her $200,000 for a few cents worth of bottles. The girl had never made so much money before and was very happy. Before leaving, the boss even threw a pile of old clothes at the girl. But these clothes were actually new ones the boss had bought for his daughter. The boss's wife didn't understand why her husband was losing money. The girl had been taking care of her father since birth, who had become a mental patient after an accident, without a mother. She saved money carefully to support her father. After turning around, the girl immediately knelt in front of the couple, knowing they were good people who helped her. Grateful, she bowed to the couple and vowed to repay them. But before she could leave, her father suddenly collapsed, convulsing uncontrollably and even vomiting blood. It was the first time the girl had seen her father bleed. Seeing this, the couple quickly helped carry the man to the hospital. But when they got to the hospital entrance, they bumped into a woman. At first, they had an argument, but when the woman saw the familiar figure, she tried to chase after her. She was stopped by her secretary, who told her she had made a mistake. Her husband had died 5 years ago, but now her father's condition was getting worse, and if not treated, he would die. The 200,000 yuan surgery fee was too much for a little girl to afford. She begged the doctor on her knees, taking out the crumpled money in her pocket and asking him to save her father. The couple also gave the girl all the money they had, but it still wasn't enough for the surgery. So the girl took a request box and went around seeking help. But the people in the hospital were already poor, and they all gave her bad looks when they saw the unlucky girl. Unknowingly, her mother and grandfather were also in the hospital. The woman and her father had a big fight over remarrying. Before leaving, she left behind the most important diamond ring. But luckily, when she left, she saw the poor girl. Seeing how young the girl was and how hard she was working to earn money to treat her father, she asked the girl's mother. When the woman saw her, she remembered her own child who had died during childbirth. If the child were alive, she would be about the same age as the girl. Then she directly asked her assistant to give the girl a stack of money and told her to live strongly. Then she left. When the car was almost back home, the woman realized her diamond ring was missing. She thought it must have been left in the hospital and drove back. The ring was picked up by the woman's father. He didn't want his daughter to think about her husband anymore. When he went out, he saw the girl sitting at the door and thought she looked like his daughter when she was a child. He gave the ring to the girl, telling her to use it to treat her father. Then the girl went back to the hospital to find the doctor. The doctor told her that tomorrow was the last day. If the hospital fees weren't paid, she would be kicked out. The doctor had never seen such a kind and pitiful girl. Not only did he return the ring to her, but he also offered to apply for special approval with the leader. Meanwhile, the woman who lost the ring returned to the hospital and mobilized everyone to find her husband's only remaining relic. When the secretary returned to the previous ward, he saw the girl holding the ring in her hand. He immediately accused the girl of stealing it, but the girl hadn't stolen it. When she refused to give the ring to the secretary, he tried to grab it. Fortunately, the lady arrived in time to stop him. But when she heard that the ring was stolen by the girl, she was angry. She had already given her money, yet the girl still stole her belongings. The woman believed the girl was lying and wanted the ring back. But the ring could be sold for money to treat her father, so the girl refused to give it back. The woman told the secretary to give her money, but it was only a few hundred yuan, which was far from enough for treatment. The girl needed 200,000 yuan. The woman had the money, but she refused to give it, wanting to teach the girl's mother a lesson. She wanted the girl to stop stealing other people's things and then demanding more. But the girl wasn't lying and hadn't stolen anything. She kept crying in sadness and said that she really needed the money to save her father.